Good morning, my friend. Today is March the 14th, and as I said yesterday, I would keep you up to date if the beginning or ending of important phases of life would touch me. And guess what? It did. It did in a way that I was expecting. Uh, let me tell you the story. I won't mention names, of course, because my purpose is to educate you. It's not to bash anybody, but I have to take my own personal experience in that one so you can understand what a Mercury retrograde is all about. While I did mention the importance of paying attention to a Mercury retrograde motion in a previous video that involved Cancun, sadly enough, not many people watched that video. It's pretty educational, so take the time to do so. In fact, every one of my video is educational. So Mercury retrograde. You are seriously prone to make mistakes in terms of what people expect from you. So expectations are really, really high when actually they are not exactly what you hope for. So miscommunication is the key. Now, I delegate with a lot of people every day. I got tons of email, God knows from whom. And there goes this guy from Canada, email me, and he says, "Hey, you know what, Dr. Turi, I can help you in your website. I understand my website is as old as me, and I like the way it is. It looks like 1980 because it's like a gold mine. Everywhere you click, you got something to look to read. So I want to keep it that way because that's my signature." So he said he was going to help me and this and that, and we also talk about uh, getting me to lecture on cruise ships like I used to do in the old days. Um, and he told me that he was working on those cruise ships, so I trusted his words. Now, the night before he flew here, he sent me an email and he says, "Hey, I'll be arriving tomorrow. Come and get me." Well, we never agree on that, but I say I have a good heart. So I finish my reading and text him that to wait for me for half an hour and I will be there. And then I rushed down to the airport. Of course, Mercury was retrograde, meaning you're supposed to turn right when you're supposed to go left, whatever. It took me forever just to get to this guy. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's a bad omen. That's a bad omen. That's wrong. I should not do that. Anyway, I arrived there, picked the guy up, and then took him to, I thought what was going to be a hotel, because in the first place, what the agreement was to um, for him to call me once he gets to his hotel room, and then from there, depending on my schedule, which is very busy, obviously, uh, I would find some time to see him and discuss whatever option we have to uh, for me to go to this cruise business that he was talking about. Anyway, so next thing I know, I'm arriving at an apartment. So the guy just rented a room somewhere else. Then I had to rush back home because I got plenty meeting to do. And I went back home and I said, okay, we go from that, from there. Then he sent me an email. He started to get really negative. I don't think you're serious and this and that. Then I told him, look, um, I propose to you proposed me to come to Phoenix, and we discussed that. That was not my plan to tell you to come here. You made the decision yourself. Okay, so we start to argue a little bit. Then he finally lost it. He started to scream. He started to call me names, and he even sent emails to my conference people saying they want to call man, God knows what. So I understand that this guy um, was victimized by Mercury retrograde. Obviously didn't think straight. He felt abused. He doesn't understand that right now he's got the tail of the dragon being born in July in his seventh house, which means his partnerships is not exactly what it is. He's got his curse in that house, but he's not cosmic conscious. So he said he was going to help me with my business. So put the website. So even though I have the top of the top of the top in the world to take care of my business, a guy, my dear friend Tom, which is a phenomenal guy, he's intuitive, he's rational, he's spiritual, he's got it all. Of course, he's born in February like me. We vibrate at the same speed. And Tom warned me about him anyway. So he paid $10 to become a VIP. Then it took him forever to get into the VIP. And I told him, well, you know what? He was upset. I said, you're the first one who had so much problem to get into the VIP website. So I thought, how can this guy help me in the website when he cannot even find his way to a very simple procedure to become a VIP? So he was so pissed off. He paid for 1 month. I gave him 3. You know, I got a good heart. And then I told him, okay, in the meeting we had on Skype, I told him that to save him money, as I was going to Sedona, I will give him a ride for free. And then I said, what? He seemed to be an okay guy. Again, my big heart. So I booked a hotel room with 2 beds. So again, saving him money. And I said to him, "You're gonna pay you off. I'm gonna help you. You seem to be a cool spiritual guy. You know, again, my heart." Oh, believe me, he never mentioned anything about paying half of his share. And then he wanted to come to other places that I had planned for the future. It's a long story. So I realized born in July is a Capricorn on the 7th house where the tail is there. And then he becomes a Capricorn on his 7th house. He's born in July, but he faces the world as a Capricorn. And the key word of Capricorn is I use and I abuse, the negative aspect of a Cancer. So not all cancers are this way, but I'm just telling you what it is. So I told you I was going to tell you a little bit of a story about the beginning or the end of important phases of life due to Mercury retrograde, which is messing up all communication and all expectation in this case. So here we are. I had to tell you this little story, and then you need to think, have I been screwed up somewhere somehow by the cosmic code lately? Then you will realize that Dr. Turi is right. All right, so I'm taking this sample. I understand this guy is restructuring his life, but you know what? He cannot make me responsible for his decisions. He has to grow up. Anyway, so now the SOS to the world deadly window is still in action. Okay. And if you look at the current news, I picked up some for you. Okay. Listen to this. High-ranking mob boss killed outside New York. Getaway truck ran over his body. Now, if you look at the keyword, you will read the word mob. How more precise can I be? Okay. There's another one about mob, but we'll discuss it later. Now, the other one that I collected for you is House passes resolution calling for public release of Mueller report, secret to light. We talked about this forever, okay? But it's coming out very soon. Secret to light is my keywords. Another one that's unavoidable and which is also obvious is Senator Bruce Bay, author of Title IX Law, died at age 91. 91 years old, he was supposed to die. But my keyword is famous death. People that are famous. So everybody would expect a form of a wake-up call, like this guy did earlier, like Wilcock did earlier, like David Icke did when he was banned entering Australia. So wake-up calls are everywhere for everybody, including myself. I want a wake-up call with this guy to be a little bit more cautious next time somebody is trying to do business with me when I'm supposed to pay for his food, for his everything, because he's homeless. Well, understand that. Now, as far as this window, remember yesterday 6 people were killed, and sad enough today 1 person died as the bomb cyclone is bearing down the Midwest Plains. So it looks like if this be ready for a beginning and ending of important phases of life is already in action, as the deadly window, the Plutonic window, is also slowly fading away to give room to that window. So as far as the mob is concerned, it's something that really, really bothers me a lot, people, and I have to mention that to you. Germany investigates hundreds of neo-Nazi emails sent to politician, lawyer, and pop singer. Whoa, that's a mob. Again, that's nasty. That's really nasty. I want to rephrase what I said in previous TV show, the one that I did with on Age of Truth TV. I clearly mentioned, and I believe I did in that show, that when I did that also with Dr. J and other radio hosts, radio show. I mentioned that when you elect a president, especially the one from the United States, okay, we're talking about Donald Trump, you are forced to experience or leave is fate. It is very, very obvious now that we have this sad neo-Nazi uh, gang mob, uh, in action. So this is the legacy, the sad legacy that I foresee, and I'm not very happy about that. Because within the next 2 or 3 years, when the dragon's head and tail changes guard, um, and you can find out how this dragon has affected you personally by spending $10 and getting the 2019 dragon forecast from my website, dr.turi.com. When this dragon changes, I do not see good things, people. The forces of evil are definitely through the reptilians who are using and manipulating those energy against us. I do not see anything good that's going to come out of uh, Mr. Trump's, racist legacy cursing the world. And I'm ahead of time, like always. So in a year or two from now, maybe you remember that prediction. It's not going to be nice, people, unless we start to turn things around and start to work with the draconics, being more positive, more hopeful for the future. Do not ally with negativity. You're just feeding the reptilians. It's exactly what they need to survive in dark matter. I mean, they are using technology at their advantage. Look what's going on Facebook, for God's sake, on Twitter. I mean, this since Trump became infected and used Twitter, that's where everything starts to go downhill, so to speak. Now, remember, I don't care, and I couldn't give a damn if you support or hate Trump. It's our president. He's been elected, obviously helped by the reptilians and the Russians. So that's something you cannot deny because I predicted it. But maybe you were not there when I predicted it. Maybe you never read it. Maybe you think I'm lying or assuming. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in your head. But I'm pointing out something that I saw. His legacy is not good. And the reason is that President Trump was born with the tail of the dragon, which is a very negative energy, into the sign of Sagittarius. And traditionally, this sign is ruled by Jupiter, making him bigger than life, making him extraordinarily lucky, and being born with 10 gold spoon in his mouth with a very, very wealthy dad that gave him millions of dollars to start his life. What I'm trying to say is Mr. Trump, Dragon's Tail in Sagittarius is very, very nasty because Sagittarius rules all affairs involving foreigners and foreign grounds. It's just a cosmic wind that makes him extraordinarily unlucky when dwelling with the affairs of foreigners, foreign land, including religions. Okay, so if all human beings were cosmic conscious, as much as I am all my students for that matter, they would be able to decipher the truth, to read the future, to guide people the way I do, to have expectation. And again, in between emotion always is emotions, which is fear and guilt, and logic or critical thinking. Emotion will always win. And the proof of that is this guy uh, that came here, supposed to be to help me when he wanted to start a new life. My good heart took over. So I'm going to help this guy. But I didn't mean to, feed him, find him a place to stay and give him a job. Wow, wait a minute here. Again, Mercury retrograde, miscommunication. We already mentioned that, but repeating myself sometime, especially in this case, is very important so that you do not fall for letting your heart guiding your head. Because at the end, I always says you lose, and I just lost in that one. Luckily for me, the people I work with are smart. Uh, they read our email exchange and how rude and uh, inappropriate it was to use such terms. I've been polite all along when I told him politely, okay, look, hey, you go your way, I go mine. Enough is enough. So I want you to think and start to generate more positive thoughts. Anything that's negative, you should not sign up for. But how can you do so when you're bombarded left and right by negativity every single day on TV, on radio, on Facebook, on Twitter? How can you be positive when the reptilians are leading this dance of madness? And what's going to come out of that is not good. Remember, the wise German people elected Hitler. They didn't know that he was born with the tail of the dragon in Capricorn, which is the manipulator, the abuser, the user. And Capricorn was politics. He regulates people who have money and power, the Illuminati, people who are in control and know where money is, like a rat knows where the fridge is. You understand what I mean? This guy. And knock at the door trying to feed himself for free. However, you know, people have talent. Obviously, I'm not sure how much talent this person has, but one of them is definitely to try to con people into getting places in life without doing the minimum. But hey, this is life. This is life. Another lesson learned. I'm 69. I'm still learning not to use my freaking heart because I'm so unselfish. I'm giving, 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 and that's what you get at the end. Sad, sad. All right, my friend. So this is another little video. I'm asking you again to read. Keep an eye on that article called Catastrophic Earthquake Tsunami Warning March April 2019. And you had part one, you had part two, and this is part three. Until this SOS to the world deadly window dies, I will have to keep this prediction coming up. And those videos, the same title, 1, 2, 3, keep you updated to help you to raise your cosmic consciousness and to work with me with the angel of light, the draconis, okay, and help us to remove those nasty entities that hijack the body and mind of people and make them act in very, very stupid or very dangerous way to any one of us. All right, so read, always read the prediction. Keep up with the prediction because this article is updated every single day until we run into the be ready for the beginning or ending of important phases of life, which is pretty much on now. So maybe we're gonna hear more tomorrow, or I hope I'll be able to um, help you to raise your own cosmic consciousness and make this world a much better place to be for us all. And it starts with you. All right, my friend. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.